car in the shop. Best place to be. She's a wonderful Friday here in NB. Just loving it. So, I wanted to bring you guys along for the first start video, which this is not, by the way, unfortunately. I did a first start video on this car 2 days ago, actually, and I forgot to press record. So we all missed out on that one, because even I would have liked to have been able to watch it again later, but no big deal. I'll run over the setup here, and then I'll tell you how the startup went. Basically, I'm running the cheap Carter fuel pump. That's that little guy right there. It's not bad. It's not very noisy. Now I've got it grounded up to chassis because I got a ground strap on the motor, but I literally have a wire running right up to the battery in the front for now. I don't have anything wired in. I'm not using any of the wiring from within the car. Nothing's hooked up over at the solenoid. Just makeshift, just to get the motor to run. I wanted to see how she was going to be. So there she is in all of her glory. Doesn't look too bad. We had a couple issues, but either way, I got the old battery on the charger. I'll get a new one later. The cables aren't hooked up right now. So this guy here is ignition on and off. I got a push button for start. And like I said, I got this wire here that I literally go straight to the battery with. Now, you know, I don't have fuses, which could bite me in the ass, but we're talking about just starting the car, warming it up. Let's get the timing set. Let's get the carb set. You know, all the steps that need to happen to hopefully get everything okay. There's our wire running down, going out back. Oh well, either way, all good. So the reason that it was 2 days ago was the last time I started it, because hopefully from today on I'll probably start it almost every day, just out of excitement. But anyways, this guy here, where it comes out down there, I had this, you know, sitting straight where it should be, or where you'd like it to be, just for aesthetics, looks, whatever. Unfortunately, with this high, wide ass intake in here, not that it's very wide, but you know, with the height of these air gap intakes, the freaking wires here were around one wire position. They were literally sitting on the intake without a fuse, like I just previously mentioned. And I got it running. It started up immediately, which blew my mind. We didn't have any leaks in the fuel system or anything, which very happy with that. But I was advancing the timing a little bit here and there and here, getting things just by ear initially. I do have my antique timing gun that does a great job. I got the balancer marked for 36. It's going to be plus or minus 2 of that, I'm sure. Probably 36 will be good. 38 these things like sometimes, but the gas out here is kind of shit, so anyways, as I was adjusting timing and moving everything back and forth, these wires, well, they did that, right? And it was actually quite exciting, because the amount of smoke that came out of this distributor, I'm assuming it's from the wires by the looks of it, but wow, I was impressed. And at the same time, you know, so disappointed because the car stopped immediately. But either way, wife's out here doing cleanup after cooking supper. So anyways, we're going to try this again. I think we had it running for about 4, maybe 5 minutes. That was about it. But it was enough to prove a few things. One thing that was super cool that I could not believe, I had the idle turned up a fair bit, but the friggin' oil pressure was 60 psi at like a fast idle. And that really blew my mind. So we know the motor's good. And I didn't prime the oil system. I did turn the motor over a bit without, without spark to kind of get some oil going through. I had assembly lube on the cam and lifters, all the rockers and everything when I put the new cam in. So, but no noise, no chatter, nothing at startup. So pretty happy. So I'll return and we'll try this again. So anyways, in order to remedy the problem with the distributor, this was the Roller 302 distributor. It was like 140, 150 bucks Canadian. By the time, with delivery, I don't know if there was delivery, it was an Amazon deal, right? So it was cheaper for me just to get the parts. I needed the guts, right? Because I fried enough stuff. So I just ordered a small block Chev replacement. It was $77. So I literally just took the wiring harness out. I figured now's the time. I got it apart. So I put in my, I had an AC Delco module for it. So I put that in. I tested the old module. It's good. So I have 2 spares, but they're cheap spares, but good to carry, get me home. What else? Tested the coil. It looked like it was okay. So we'll see. Everything should be good. I got to hook up the wiring again now. That reminds me. So I better do that. I think the timing is close, but I don't want to say for sure because, well, I just don't know for sure. Where is my wire? There is my wire. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna pull the charger because I think the battery will turn it over okay if it starts. If not, it's got a boost mode. We'll use that. So, positive on, or actually my negative, but either way. Just verifying a few things here. I got water in the rad. She's about 3/4 or so up with these things. So it did take a good chunk of it when it ran for 4 or 5 minutes before, which is nice. I've topped it up. I've got a hose out here. I will continue to top it up as we go, as it needs it, but it is just water. I wanted water for the first startup because in case it is, in case it had a bad head gasket or something, I wanted to know. No use putting coolant through it. So that looks all right. Yeah, I kind of got everything ready to go. A little nervous. I hope it's going to start after the trouble that we had. It certainly was no fun, I'll tell you what. I'm hoping that the wires and the hookups and everything are still okay because I did reuse the same cap and everything. I might have to swap to another one if we don't get spark. So, fingers crossed, we'll play it by ear, see what we get. Gonna hook up my fuel pump and verify that we got some gas getting in the motor. And I'm gonna hold it on, if I can, with my with my old antique Equus timing gun clamp. So you heard the fuel pump come on. There she be. We got juice, and juice, or whatever. Need a light. So we'll verify. Oh, fuck yeah, lots of gas, so it didn't run back out. That's always nice. A couple squirts in there. I don't know if the timing's even close. We're gonna have to play. See if we get a fire going. I got an extinguisher here. I got another one over there, and they're both from about, oh, I'd say about 97, maybe 1997, 2002. Oh yeah. But they're in the green, so yeah. I got the hose here too, so we'll be all right. So let's see what happens. Put some energy to our distributor. We'll hit our starter and see what happens. Everybody lean back. Nothing. Now, is it the timing? Is there not enough fuel? Couldn't tell you. Turning over pretty quick. And that, we may not have spark yet. This switch is backwards. Let's try this again. Still didn't help. Okay, well, I'm going to unhook the fuel pump because it's just annoying. For now. And we're going to verify some wiring. I don't know if I'm going to leave this stuff in for you guys to watch because this is boring shit. But this is what it takes to make shit happen. So we'll go to volts DC and see what the fuck is going on here. So what do we got? We got 12.59 there, and we got 12.59 there. I'm going to shut that off, by the way. I feel like we might need to advance it more because there was fuel in there and it turned over really quick. Let's verify this guy. I don't know if I might have buggered my... Oh, I gotta turn it on, don't I? 12.62. Hey, it goes up. The farther you go, the farther away, the higher it is. However that looks. But anyways, good. So we got power to the distributor. And I would recommend with a air gap intake on a small block Ford that anybody run one of these. I wouldn't recommend anybody run one of these anyway, but I did do the mechanical advance mods. I did do the AC Delco, like the guts, right? Trying to make it good. The rest of it, mechanically, it's fine. The issue then lies, there's just no good position for it, because right now, before it was the wires that were touching, which sucked, obviously. Now it's the friggin' one of the mounts for the cap itself. And I've lost a screwdriver, which is driving me crazy. You're watching me walk in circles. I'm looking for a screwdriver. I got screwdrivers all over the place, but not the one that I need. Kind of standard stuff, eh? I'll be back. I think it's maybe back here. There it is. There it is. 2/3 pointer. There it is. All right. Let's get this out of the way so we can give her some more advance. Now hopefully that's not too much advance. Guaranteed it's going to end up right at that bad spot. I'm going to be grinding, fucking making a mess. So assuming that we have spark, and I'm going to check if we have spark too, that's pretty easy. Just literally just fire up the timing gun while I'm turning it over. It should be flashing here and there. One would speculate. So I'm not going to fire up the fuel pump yet. I'll have to hustle if she fires, but get this out of the way. We don't want to be kicking a boot. We know we got power over there, and we do right now, actually. So, yeah, see what this does. Let me give her a little more fuel. See, now that there is what I'm talking about. Okay. I gotta put the fuel pump on now. And I'm going to shut the ignition off in the interim as we prepare the fuel pump. Try this again. And again. I want to verify we're getting fuel into the carb. I think we are, but just in case. Lots of fuel. Lots of old rotten fuel from the bottom of the tank. Real good stuff, you know, the best. Okay. PSI. And her timing's way off and the carb is not happy. putting the cap on because I ain't taking it off with it. Oh, a little bit of water. Again, you know that's going to happen. That's why I like the water. Mind you, I got to do all this again with antifreeze. Go now, all that water. Check tranny oil. I think it's going to need that. So, like I said, exhaust was quieter than I'd like. I think we're going to have to, I might see a muffler change in my near future, like a week or so. I was getting close with the timing, and I got my light working now, so it was just a bad connection, so no big deal. So I want to set that up properly. But otherwise happy. Still had good oil pressure. Temperature got up to about 165. I got 160 thermostat in it, so that's good. That's about where we want her to be. Yeah, I don't know. I'll keep fiddling. I'm gonna take you guys out back so you can actually get a listen to how it's gonna run, but there's no use until we have the carb and the timing set properly, so we'll go from here. I got the charger back on the battery because the alternator's not hooked up, so it's just gonna slowly suck that dry, so I figure might as well hook up my fuel pump again. That now. Check my timing light. No light. Fucker. Got the light. So we'll try it anyway. The worst part is you can't barely get down on this thing to see what the heck's happening. So she doesn't have great visibility for starting her up, I'll tell you what. Let's see what happens here. Power steering pump's noisy. It's also leaking a bit of the seal, so I'm going to get a whole new replacement pump. Not even imagine what it is. Sounds good right now, I'll tell you what. Got the flash. My vacuum advance off. my base timing at 16. I'm assuming or hoping that I've got around 20 degrees mechanical. We'll see if it jumps up to 38. Play that by ear. It does start up warm, no problem, which is good. Gonna add a little more water. And then I'll probably put the rad cap on because I think I can. Never open hot. Or so they say. Alright, let's check the full advance. See what we got. Well, like I've done probably 50 times before, I marked 36 degrees on the wrong side of the balancer, so I can't tell you. That's a job for later. It's running good. This is good. Another liter of transmission oil. I do want to check the transmission.